Elon Musk is looking to make the airline business a lot cheaper than it is currently. Imagine lower airfares, which will make traveling by air accessible. Well, Elon Musk is not only imagining it, but also planning it through his company, Tesla. In this video, we are going to be revealing Tesla's secret plan to disrupt the airlines, how this may benefit all the consumers of this sector, and what is the plan of the Tesla is a company that has been touching greater heights with each passing day. Now they want to invade the airline business, and no, they are not just looking to launch the Tesla Roadster into space, but they want to rule the airways like they rule the roadways. Yes, you heard it right folks, Tesla is going to disrupt the airlines business, and soon if their plan comes to fruition, then you may flying in a Tesla airplane. Elon Musk is not only launching rockets, but he is going to create a supersonic plane. How is it going to come to reality? Well, stay stunned to find out. Cheaper flights have been a long-time dream by industrialists and consumers alike since the last century. Back in the 1980s, the answer everyone thought was the Concorde. Everyone thought this was going to be the model of an aeroplane that could help realize this mission. Between London to New York, the Concorde would only take 3.5 hours, which is 2 times faster than other models. Then many problems surfaced, such as the oil crisis of 1973–74 decimated the profit margins of airplane companies. In the incident involving Air France Flight 4590 in the July of 2000, everyone on board was killed, causing the first major alarm. This made passengers very wary, and there was a huge maintenance cost without much gain, all pushing this iconic airplane to extinction. That was the last of any supersonic flight. These flights were canceled because it was found that they burned fuel all too quickly, and therefore the distance they can travel with a full tank was less. The fact they flew at such speeds was great for the passengers on the flights. The ones who lived on the ground were disturbed because of the loud noises the planes flying overhead made. Making matter worse was the fact they even destroyed the ozone layer, which ended the favorable public perception of these flights. Elon Musk's secret plan is to change all of that and bring back the supersonic flights into vogue. That is, the right to all the above problems of the supersonic jet may have been found by Tesla in the form of electric vertical takeoff and landing jet. Elon Musk has had this plan in his mind for quite some time, and there may be a lot more progress on it than it just being a passing thought. He has said in multiple interviews that he plans to look at this possibility and believes it is a great opportunity. He has even tweeted as a reply to users at Sam Twits and at Engineers feed. He explained his desire to make a vertical takeoff and landing jet, although he did say that he is burdened with a lot of work. Imagine if this becomes a reality, then why would anyone look at the commercial airlines anymore when they can probably just get a Tesla jet with vertical takeoff and landing jet, and probably with or much shorter the Tesla VTOL jet may just disrupt commercial airlines. VTOL is the ability to fly an aircraft in the trajectory of a drone, as it will take off vertically from the ground and in the same manner as land. This means that there is no need for a runway, as is the case of airplanes used by commercial airlines. It is already a technology applied in military aircraft. This will allow for the flights to maneuver in areas that don't offer the widespread space which can be found in an airport. Tesla has already been part of a revolution that many call the impossible. They have been the much-needed catalyst in electric vehicles, becoming as easily accessible to the general public as it is right now. In fact, at its current trajectory, the day is not far away when the internal combustion engines with diesel and petrol engines will become obsolete as electric vehicles become cheaper. Now it's time for Tesla to change the way we fly. Yet airlines are wilder beasts, and that is because of the amount of energy that is needed to keep a flight floating and then flying at the speeds needed. The current batteries that may be the alternative to jet fuels don't have the capacities and energy density needed to replicate their alternatives. This means simply that the range of distance in a charge is too low for any flight to be viable. This is still a challenge in the electric vehicles segment as well, where if you own electric vehicle, chances are you need to borrow someone else's internal combustion engine to go a long ride. So then how is Tesla going to be able to achieve this feat in the air when work needs to be done on their electric vehicles already? Tesla has an ace up its sleeve, and that is a new and improved battery that they have been working on for some time now. It has far more energy density, which will help it solve this problem in comparison to lithium-ion batteries of the previous generations. The goal, although to help the idea take off literally, is 400 watt-hours per kilogram. This is the point where batteries can produce enough energy to aid in vertical takeoff and landing. As Elon Musk put it well in one of his interviews, if there is a 70% cell percentage, along with the magic number of 400 watt-hours per kilograms, will be enough to power a flight with such requirements for quite a distance. As per his tweet, a battery giving 400 watt-hours per kilogram with a higher life cycle might be possible in the next 3 to 4 years. There is also a design in the works for a VTOL jet. The only thing that he is waiting for is a battery which can power the jet. Well, if it comes true in the next 3 to 4 years, then what can happen is simply drastic changes in the airline market. Just look at the advantage it has on the once beloved Concorde. There will be no issue with the fuel crisis, as their electricity is a lot cheaper and the engine developed is going to produce less noise compared to the others. There has been a problem with the silence of the electric vehicles and talks about putting fake engine noises so that they can be detected. Also, byproducts caused by an electric engine will not harm the ozone layer, as is the case with that current airplane engines. The efficiency of an airplane's engine is directly inverse concerning the height the plane is going to be flying. This means that it burns more fuel when the plane has to take off to a higher height. Electric flights will switch that into making it a lot more efficient at higher altitudes than the lower ones. Elon Musk put it well in an interview where he called electric VTOL jets the optimal answer to air transportation. He mentions having, due to a fixed aperture and air scoop, the internal combustion engine loses its efficiency at higher altitudes, or less scientifically, the hole in front of the engine is smaller in size, so fixing the cruising altitude becomes so much more important. At each level of altitude, starting at sea level and rising from there on. Another issue is a different type of ramjet, air-breathing jet engine, in which combustion takes place in supersonic airflow. This means a lot faster speeds will be achieved by electric aircraft than that of the current aircraft, as at higher altitudes the air resistance will less due to the thinner density of air surrounding the plane. That is why achieving supersonic speeds is easier for these flights. In the flights that operate in our skies currently, if there is a distance that the plane takes flight, which is less than 500 miles, according to him, will be spent on just taking off and then landing, rather than spending on cruise speed, which is where the plane achieves higher speeds and reduces the time taken for each flight. The technology is, however, at a nascent period, and therefore you cannot work out the specifics yet. Rolls-Royce Excel is looking at reaching speeds of 300 miles per hour or 482 kilometers per hour. Tesla has better batteries in comparison to Rolls-Royce, so we may see a better version of the electric aircraft when Tesla starts preparing their VTOL flights. What is the game plan of the existing market players when these electric aircraft come into the picture? They will either start investing in the technology, or they might try and hope this is just a technology that will pass away. If they play safe, it may be too late, because there is anything that the company of Tesla knows that can disrupt industries pretty well, as they destroyed the competition when it came to traditional internal combustion services. So whatever Boeing or Airbus plan, if don't have a counter by the time Tesla is ready with the jet, then they may face serious competition, something that they have not used in a long time. There you go, folks. This is our analysis of Tesla's secret plan to disrupt airlines business. So tell us in the comment section, do you think that there is going to be a change after Tesla's done? If you enjoyed the video, then please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.